Welcome to this Toolbox talk on respirable crystalline silica. RCS is one of the most serious health risks we face across our operations. It's not something you can always see, and that's what makes it dangerous. Silica is found in most of the materials we work with every day: stone, sand, aggregates, concrete, and asphalt. The risk begins when these materials are disturbed, crushed, drilled, or processed, releasing fine dust particles into the air. These particles are so small they can travel deep into the lungs when inhaled. Across our quarries, concrete plants, and asphalt operations, exposure happens in many routine tasks: crushing and screening, drilling and blasting, loading and hauling, bagging and packing, asphalt production, and road sweeping all generate dust. In concrete plants, mixing, cleaning, and maintenance activities will also expose you. Every exposure matters. Each breath of dust increases the risk of respiratory disease, so exposure must be kept as low as reasonably practical. The higher the dust and the longer the exposure, the greater the risk. Even cleaning activities, especially dry brushing or using compressed air, can significantly increase exposure levels. These risks are not immediate. You won't feel it happening. But over time, repeated exposure can lead to serious and irreversible health conditions. That's why controlling exposure is not optional, it's essential. One of the most serious conditions linked to RCS is silicosis. This is a long-term lung disease caused by breathing in silica dust over time. The dust scars the lungs, reducing their ability to function. What makes silicosis particularly dangerous is that it often develops silently, sometimes over 10 years or more, with no early symptoms. By the time it's detected, the damage is already done. It can lead to breathlessness, persistent coughing, and in severe cases, disability or death. It also increases the risk of lung cancer and other respiratory illnesses like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The key message is this: these illnesses are entirely preventable. No one should become ill from working at Breeden, but prevention depends on what we do every day on site. We control RCS using a simple but effective approach: enclose it, extract it, and suppress it. Suppression means stopping dust at source, using water sprays, misting systems, or foam to keep dust levels down. This is critical at tipping points, conveyors, stockpiles, and roadways. If suppression systems aren't working, they must be reported immediately. Enclosure is about putting a barrier between you and the dust. This includes enclosed conveyors, covered transfer points, and using cabs on plant and machinery. If you're operating from a cab, keep windows and doors closed, maintain filters, and ensure the system is working effectively. Clean environments inside cabs and control rooms are just as important as outside. Extraction systems remove dust directly from the air before it can be breathed in. Local exhaust ventilation should be installed wherever it's needed, especially in fixed plant areas where dust is generated. These systems only work if they're properly maintained and regularly inspected. If you notice dust escaping, leaks in the system, or build-up around extraction points, report it immediately. Good housekeeping and hygiene are also essential controls. Always use vacuum systems, never dry brush or use compressed air. Keep work areas clean to prevent dust buildup. Dust doesn't just stay in the air, it settles on surfaces, clothing, and skin. That's why washing hands before eating, drinking, or smoking is critical. PPE should be cleaned or disposed of properly, and contaminated clothing should not be taken home. When exposure cannot be fully controlled by engineering measures, we use respiratory protective equipment, RPE. But remember, RPE is the last line of defense. It must be the correct type, properly fitted, and face-fit tested where required. Disposable masks must only be used once. Reusable masks must be maintained and checked. If your RPE is damaged, missing, or doesn't fit properly, report it and stop the task. At Breeden, only carry out work you're trained, competent, and authorized to do. Follow risk assessments and safe systems of work every time. If something isn't right, dust is high, suppression isn't working, or controls are missing, stop the job. Look after your health. Report symptoms like coughing, breathlessness, or irritation, and take part in health surveillance. Early detection matters. Review the latest dust survey and start questioning what you think you know. Just because something's always been done a certain way doesn't make it right. Just because you can't see the dust doesn't mean it's not there. Respirable silica is a hidden risk, one that builds over time and stays with you. Controlling dust isn't just about compliance. It's about protecting lives today, tomorrow, and years down the line. Take it seriously. Take control. Stop dust before it stops you.